This is a podcast about just opinions.
Hey, yo, this is what it is. This is what I think.
We all have kind of outlandish takes.
Like, don't at me.
If there's other free-form stuff that comes with it, we cover that too.
Hey, hold on real quick. Hold on. Pause.
All right, we back. What's this? Episode 5? Goddamn. Hey, this shit's going. And going.
The Mike and Chance strike back.
Yo.
Again.
The Pimpire.
The Pimpire.
Hey, remember when everything was like Mike the Pimp, Chance the Pimp, shit like that?
Back in like AIM.
Yo.
You know, I will say like, and I know we'll get into this later because I know we already vetted out what we're going to talk about for the most part, you know.
Yeah.
But like, AIM was kind of like where it was at.
Yeah.
Back in the day. I mean, because
you know what was cool about AIM? You could talk to like anybody on there, and it really didn't matter.
Rooms. What is it? Chat rooms?
Chat rooms, yeah.
Chat rooms. That's something that like I feel like that's kind of like a Facebook wall now, right?
I don't know.
Or like a Twitter wall or like an Instagram feed. In a way, it's kind of like a similar concept.
Yeah, most definitely they all came like you know, one begot the other. You know what I'm saying?
It is funny how much it's changed though.
What, social media?
Well, because, I mean, think about, like, chat rooms, right? So, like, it was like, oh, I can't imagine ever having my kid, you know. I mean, think about, like, my parents are, like,
the first
off.
chat room I was in was, like, a mad freaky one on, like, a...
They always end up like
on
that.
On a B2K fucking...
B2K?
Like, yeah, B2K
bum.
On their motherfucking, like, website. They had, like, a fan page where they had, like... It wasn't a forum. It was, like, it was their official website, but they had a chat room inside of their website, so like internal chat rooms.
That's actually kind of cool.
And nigga, this was not 20 years ago. This was like 18 years ago though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this is a long ass time ago, and they were on this shit. It is a good one.
It is funny because I feel like you like chat rooms like in the past, like my parents were like low key and shit. Mm-hmm. Like they didn't really care. Like not that they didn't care, but like they weren't worried about me. They knew I was smart.
Right.
But like, even then there was concerns, like, ooh, I don't know, you could be talking to strangers, random people. Now, kids have, like, Instagrams. They have, like, the little Asian kid that does the YouTube videos that opens the toys.
Yeah,
He's got
Ryan.
A line. He's got, like, a line at Target now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
fuck that kid, first of all.
Yeah. He's just opening boxes.
Yeah. He don't even be playing with that shit. His parents be doing that shit. I think they actually from Houston.
Really?
Yeah, I think they are.
Well, that was kind of like the,
I don't know.
Lil Tay.
Lil Tay?
You remember Lil Tay? Like, it was all orchestrated. That was a project, basically. That was a social media business investment.
Yeah, Lil Tay was really just a copycat off of Jimmy Boy's daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, Jimmy Boy's daughter, I think her name is like Samantha or something. She was the real deal of Lil Tay. She's just younger. You know what I'm saying? So she couldn't do the outlandish shit that Lil Tay was doing.
Yeah, like social media, and that's another like the big talking point we wanted to get into today. First of all, Twitter account @podcast@me.
Y'all understand that?
Yeah,
because we can change it if y'all don't. But like that is it for right now.
It's kind of hard to use a "don't at me" handle because like a lot of people have the like. First of all, that
did you ever try DXNT at me?
Nah, but then how do you phonetically do we just say DXNT?
Yeah, we just say DXNT ATME.
Yeah.
And we'll get the phonetics and shit.
Yeah, I'll look into it.
Yo, but right now it's podcast at me.
Which is also the Gmail. Now, the reason why I mentioned that, like, why the hell are we going to email you? Well, mailbag. If you have takes, you know, ideas, things that you like, don't like, we always appreciate feedback. By the way, shameless plug, rate and review, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Anyway, shoot us some emails. It's always fun to go through the mailbag.
Shoot us emails, shoot us tweets. You can tweet our personal shit. If y'all, you know, like most of y'all, I guess, listen from Twitter.
I would think some. I hope some.
I don't know. You do all the analytics and shit for the podcast.
Yeah.
You tell me what it is.
Yeah.
But I would guess that most of y'all are from Twitter. Tweet us on our personal shit. Tweet us on at the podcast's Twitter, and let us know feedback. You know, like we open that because we want to do this shit for y'all. Like this is for us. You know what I'm saying? But like it's for y'all. You know, it's for y'all's entertainment.
Well,
So
and ultimately, like, Twitter is the best social media.
it is.
Medium,
And it's always been.
Media network, whatever. It's my favorite.
I had my 10 year, I think, this year.
I had something recently
Was
too
it,
pop
it
up.
was my 10 year, I think. It was either 10 year or 9 year.
I think I started in my personal one was like summer 2009 because I think my first tweet was like, I'm crashing Gary at pool, because like I went to his apartment, we were playing pool. I had like my lunch break and my summer job between college at that time. Twitter's always been my favorite for a couple of reasons. I follow lists. It's like I got
don't
like
do that shit.
all right, and I'll hear how you use it. My way is like I'll have like an NFL list. Well, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go look at, and it's first of all it's sequential, it's in order, so I like that because I can follow like the most recent shit, not just like we decided this is more important, because most of the time I find the best
algorithm
stuff.
shit is trash nowadays.
Yeah,
man.
I'm like 17 minutes of scrolling past before I find the shit I like.
Yeah, especially on Instagram, like anything owned by Facebook, shit's trash.
Facebook's got a lot of problems.
All right, but anyway, back to Twitter.
Twitter's the best one. Twitter, I have my list. The NFL one, I have an NBA one. I need to actually make more lists. That's the thing. Like, I've gotten a little bit in, but I want to have like a movie list of like people that know like cool movies. A podcast list.
You're so organized.
Yeah.
Me, I'm chaotic. First of all, I only follow 420 people at a time, and that's been like that for 10 years. Like straight up.
Why?
I don't. Shit, me too. But it's been like that for 10 years or whatever. So, like, I will literally take someone out to follow another person. It just kind of keeps...
Oh, yeah?
It keeps my feed to, like, where I know what I'm getting.
I respect that.
Saying?
It's you're curating your list in your own way. You're
Right.
curating it with 420 people that,
Because I feel like that's all you really need to follow. You don't need to follow 2,000 fucking people
even
on Twitter.
Instagram, like, a lot of times...
No. My Instagram's a little more chaotic. I probably follow, like, 8,000 people on Instagram.
Well, see, on Instagram, it's funny. I follow far fewer. Which, I don't know.
I follow a lot of hoes, bro.
I feel like, so here, each social...
I didn't realize it was a problem until, like, a few fucking months ago.
And I feel like that's unique to Instagram.
Maybe a year ago.
That's unique to Instagram. I feel like they don't have, like, Facebook models. You don't really have Twitter models. Twitter, though, like, a lot of time you can stumble into, like, some cam shit on accident.
That's where the internet hoes, like, really started. Outside of MySpace.
Well, because Twitter's
like,
the free... like, there's no boundaries. Like, that's where you're going to go, and that's where you're going to see, like, the crazy shit.
Okay, I follow
almost
6,000 people on Instagram. 5,903.
Nah. See, for me, I follow, like, fewer than 100. See, Instagram, each social media network, to me, has its own purpose. For my use, right?
Right.
Twitter is my consumption. I go there to follow certain lists, to follow certain... I'm catching in my peripheral something that's distracted as hell. Twitter is where I'll go for news, right? Oh,
right.
another good Twitter list. Weather. Necessary in Houston. Because if I'm like, man, what roads are flooding? It's user generated content, right? Because if I watch the news, like, hey y'all, it's raining really bad. It's like, yeah, thanks.
Kind of like OJ right there. We'll get into that, nigga.
Yeah, it did kind of sound like it was really good. But I also use it for following the weather. You can't do that on Instagram. You can't do that on Facebook. Instagram, I'll use just for, like, the mindless shit. Twitter, I actually go to for, like, I need updates.
Twitter is intellectual.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need a brain to be on Instagram.
Well,
that's why all the hoes left Twitter and went to fucking Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Because the hoes used to be on Twitter, bro.
And just for I know it's called Don't At Me. I know we're supposed to say what we want to say. When we're talking about hoes, as you say.
Oh, yes.
To be PC, I think you're literally talking about those who profitize off... They make money off sex.
Yes.
Whether they're actually, sexing or they're using their sex.
Yeah, I'm not talking about females in general.
Right.
I say females. Or I'll say feces.
Women.
Ladies.
But even with that, and that could be a whole other
but sometimes
rabbit hole. You can't even say females sometimes.
They get mad at that shit.
It's like, man.
Yo, what can we say nowadays?
Well, we're going to say what we want. But,
yeah, I'm going to say what the fuck I want. Fuck y'all.
Within reason.
But anyway, back to this Twitter shit. What we want you guys to do, actually, before we get into the shits, is, like, because there's one person that actually gave us some feedback.
We got some feedback. Shockingly. Nah, I'm kidding.
Which was actually really cool. So that actually kind of gave us this idea because we want to shout you guys out. You want to shout her out because
I'll
funny
shout her
story
out. Yeah.
is that you shout her out first.
All right, let's backtrack a little bit. So, I've podcasted for a long time. I've podcasted. I want to say the first one I made was back in college. I made one for Sam Houston State. We covered Sam Houston sports. It was a lot of fun. I was like, man, this podcast thing is kind of cool. Mm-hmm. So I had that one, and then I tried to make my own when I got out of college. And podcasting, they have like this little what do you want to call it? Like a dynamic, right?
Right.
It's like this 8-15 rule or something like that. Like most people make between 8 and 15 episodes and then abandon a podcast. And that shit was true as hell for me.
Right.
It went every time. Oh, new podcast. You promote it. You do all this kind of stuff.
Well, in those days, podcasts weren't as relevant as they are now. They were getting there.
I mean, they were prevalent, but you could at least get in there, disrupt the market. Actually be seen. So I guess I'm kicking myself now for not sticking with it then.
Right.
But I stumbled upon making all these different podcasts. Cool, they were fun. Yada yada yada. Then I landed on Overtime. So I had NBA Overtime.
Mm-hmm.
I did that with my boy Ryan McNeil. Shout out. And we did that for about a year now. And then, we each kind of took on our own projects. We're each doing our own things right now. Obviously, we're still very tight. We're going to basketball geek nerd each other, text each other throughout the season, whatever. But we developed some genuine fans. And with that, I stuck with it for a year. We'd put out 1 to 2 episodes a week. Got involved in the social media game, all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Through it, though, we developed some actual fans. So one of those was at Somoka, which listened... Somoka, yeah. So she's listened to some episodes of this podcast, given some feedback, put a couple other people on, shout out, appreciate all of y'all, The Finish Line being one of those podcasts that she connected us with. The funny thing is, so I'm looking through, feedback, seeing what people think. I'm sending it over to Chance. Look, man, we have people actually listening, giving us feedback. Hey, she's real cool. She's gives us insights, how we're doing, stuff, yada yada yada.
Which is appreciated.
Yeah, genuine fan, genuine friend. I feel like now.
Right.
Chance, go
friend
follow
of the
her.
pod.
What happened when you tried to follow though?
Motherfucker, I'm blocked already. And I don't even know this person. I go to the page, he sends me the link or whatever. He's like, yo, go follow this person. They, they fuck with us or whatever. And I go to the, I click the shit from my messages, from the group chat, or not even the group chat, me and your personal chat. And the shit goes, oh, this, user has you blocked or some shit. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I don't even know this person. Why I'm blocked?
So, a couple of things with that. Before we get into, Twitter etiquette and social media etiquette, one, I'm curious as much as you are. Because as we'll talk about social media etiquette here, and I feel like I should probably vet out with her, hey, is it cool that I shouted you out? I don't want people, bugging you.
Right.
I'll clear that with you. This might be edited out if you don't consent. Whatever. At least your at handle. Anyway, I'm curious to find out why, for one. I know you are, too.
Yeah, because, I never understood that type of shit,
Well, and then the other part, before we get into that, because I know we're about to get there. The other part is, what is it? If there is a real reason, maybe it was mistaken, maybe accidental, maybe you said something funny.
No, they ask you some shit twice, bro, when you block somebody.
We'll get into that. So now the next part would be, the other thing I want to know is what it's going to take for her to follow you back. Because that's almost I don't want to be hey, just do it. But if there's a reason, I want to know why. So I'm all right, let's see what we can do to resolve this. But okay, let's get into the etiquette. You said there's 2 steps. I don't remember the last time I blocked somebody, because really, I'll tell you the only time I recall blocking somebody, and this fits right into the etiquette thing. I'm a Tom Brady fan. Mm-hmm. You know this. Mm-hmm. I watch the Patriots religiously because Tom Brady plays for the Patriots. Right. He could go to the Bengals, and I'd watch the Bengals religiously.
You lying.
Maybe a little bit. But anyway, I don't know. That's my guy. Ride and die. And I watched the Patriots like crazy, which is also why I had that Patriots Overtime podcast for a while, which I made it to 15.
You know how I know you lying? Let me ask you this:
How you lying? How am I lying?
if you went to the Cowboys, would you watch them?
I would. I'd wear a Cowboys jersey tomorrow, wearing a Tom Brady jersey if it was on there. But
All right.
as a result,
Okay, I digress.
I watch the team very closely. I have an intimate understanding of what works for them, why it doesn't. You know, people could say Josh Boyce, Aaron Dobson, and I'll laugh and just shake my head.
So
push back
you're a
the tears.
Patriots analyst. Like, you could
Yeah.
be on the payroll.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, Ernie Adams shit.
Okay.
Now, the year that they lost the Eagles, Super Bowl 52, 2017 going into 2018, their defense was awful. And I saw it. Like, all year, I'm like, man, this defense, Matt Patricia, sucks. And, the first half of the year, I think the first quarter, they were giving up 33 points a game on average. And I'm like, I know these guys got talent. And you can see it now. Look how good their defense
their
is now. It's
defense
all the same people.
Yeah.
It is all the same people. And they're the best defense in the league right now. Them or the Niners. And
By the way, quick point, that's going to be the Super Bowl this year.
I think it might be
It
full
is.
circle
I
with
said
Jimmy
that-
G and
I-
Tom Brady.
Bro,
Woo!
I swear to God, I was talking about that shit last night when I was
And
watching
that
the
would
game.
be full circle for
That'll
me.
be full circle for Jimmy.
Well, yeah.
Because, like, it's the fucking...
Well, and me too,
the
like-
Padawan versus the
Yeah.
motherfucking, like...
And I always make it about myself and shit, but whatever, Geminis, we do that. But I'm a Brady fan because I'm a Niners fan.
Right.
Because the Rams used to always beat the Niners' ass when I started watching them. Then Brady comes through, beats them, and I'm like, hell yeah, I ride with this guy. Anyway, back to the original point. I was tweeting my hate like, man, this defense sucks. Man, Matt Patricia's a problem.
People start coming at you with
Well,
the hate.
they didn't say anything yet. They waited. So mid-season, the Patriots...
Oh, they wait till they caught you on some bullshit and, like, they had to correct you? Yeah.
Yes.
It's always those.
You needed to be corrected. Shining reference. Anyway, they were like, the Patriots hit this easy stretch in their schedule. They played the Raiders when they sucked, which, I mean, they're still just average now, but like a couple other just dud teams.
Yeah.
And of course, they shut them out because they're bad teams. Out of nowhere, unprovoked. People were saving that shit, holding on to their feelings.
Start coming at
What
you.
about the Patriots defense now? And these are people that I didn't follow. They didn't follow me. We had no established relationship at all. They saved those tweets and waited. I'm nobody. I'm just some casual viewer. And they're like,
That was from your personal account?
personal account.
Damn.
And they're like, oh, what about the defense now? And I'm like,
But you had
kidding me?
overtime at the time, right?
No. This was a year ago.
Shit.
So this is when I was just completely just a spectator just watching it. A simple human watching the Patriots. And the funny thing is, oh, what about that defense now? And I'm like, well, like...
But that's
they haven't
because you
really-
knew your shit. That's because
Yeah.
you know your shit, so they like...
Well, and I made the mistake that, some people make that I responded. Like, well, they didn't really play anybody. And, one guy was respectful with it. The other guy was like, you're an idiot. Get off Twitter. I'm like, man. So here's what I did, right? Super Bowl comes. That's like 2 months after this. I'm watching it. I'm stressed out. Patriots get the lead. I'm like, cool. If they get one stop, they win. They already gave up 32 points. 33-32. There's 9 minutes left. Make one freaking stop. Nah, they lost 41-33. So, of course, I took to my emotions on Twitter. And I'm petty, so I saved their Twitter handles, and I added them so much shit talk. It's like, what about now, motherfucker? Look at how the defense played. What's your response
you a
now?
fan.
What's your response now? So I became the fanatic in that situation.
Right.
But then I blocked them because I don't need that
Because
hate.
you didn't want the hate back?
We had a little exchange back and forth, but I already won because I was right. But after all of that, I was like, I don't need that smoke.
Did you, like, block them after you felt you won?
It felt like the conversation reached a stopping point because I wasn't going to throw a punch and run away. I was like, all right, here, I know.
So you was just tired of the shit.
Once we had like probably 3 or 4 back and forth. I just came out with all these undeniable facts. I feel like I won it. And they were starting to respond with just like shit talk with like, oh, you're an idiot, fuck, I didn't say that word, they did. Shit like that. Like, and I'm like, all right, this is getting abusive. Block.
Right.
That is the only time I've ever blocked anybody.
Okay. That's understandable.
So now,
So
that's
you-
my take on like
So,
Twitter
okay,
etiquette, blocking
so,
people.
like,
So,
with blocking people, if it's people you don't know and they're just constantly bothering you, yeah, block them. You know what I'm saying? But, like, if somebody you don't know, you've never interacted with,
Yeah.
why are you blocking them? There's like no point, you know. And also, I will also say, if there's like, okay, so another thing that like with the blocking shit is like after like relationships or some shit like that.
Oh yeah,
like
that's kind of weird.
That's just weird. Like I don't care about you that much to be or not that I don't care, you know, but it's like I don't think people care that much to like be creeping on your social media or anything like that. And like, why are you blocking them? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, that's just
the block thing was always weird to me, and I can't really.
I only think blocking should be like if you're being harassed. Yeah, if you're being harassed, like, then go ahead, block the shit out of people.
Like the blocking the X thing, I don't know. I don't think I've ever done that. I don't think that's ever been done to me. But taking that one step further, what's your take on like leaving or deleting old photos with the X?
Don't get me started. Don't get me started on that shit. I think that's the stupidest shit in the world because you're not only it's not like you can delete those memories. All a photograph is a capture of a moment. So you deleting that shit out of timeline, like say like okay, Instagram before it got like a business and is people just, you know, posting sexy pictures and all that shit like that. Like it's a timeline of like, you know, like what you're doing in a picture. You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
It's an Instagram. You know what I mean? Like an instant telegram of like literally like, you know, whatever it is. Like you deleting those pictures off your Instagram has to be like you like I don't know. It feels like you're hurt over, you know what I mean? I don't know. Like I can't explain it, but I think it's the dumbest shit. My ex-girlfriend did that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like of 10 years of being with each other, you know what I'm saying? Say 8 of them were on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? She deleted like every photo of me. You know? Like that is the lamest shit ever. So like you're not deleting me, you know? Like I'm still there. I was still there for those years.
Well, it's weird because I never really like the only one that comes to mind that I did that with was like the big X, you know. I'm not gonna shout out to protect the unguilty. And I think that one was more so just like there's so many memories that were tied to that, and a lot of it came during my like coming of age, like my college through the early part of like my professional life. So like anytime I saw those photos, it didn't necessarily bring like pain to me. It was just like, all right, I'm ready for a new beginning. And it wasn't anything that I like angrily deleted every photo. Just kind of like, I'm ready to start fresh, you know? But, you know, if I was to see her right now, it'd be a cordial conversation. I would be cordial. I would be respectful, you know?
Same thing with, matter of fact, we were cordial at the time. I don't know what the fuck she was going through. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I can't speak on that shit.
Well, some of it too, though, and if I'm just, I don't know that side of it, but maybe from a devil's advocate standpoint, maybe seeing you reminds her of those times. So it's like, you know what? I just need to separate this visual.
Which it probably was. I'm pretty sure.
So.
Knowing
I'm not saying it's okay.
Knowing her, it
was
most definitely that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? Because she's not an evil person. We still talk like every other day at least. You know what I'm saying?
I will say this though. Out of all that stuff, like the one that I'm probably least likely to block somebody would be Twitter. I don't know why, because I feel like that's the easiest way to be just ignorantly abusive, if that makes sense, because you just say stuff. There's no there's no context. It's like it is the most devoid of any other community. Like there's no
Twitter
body language, no tone.
It's brain farts,
and it's short. You know.
I think that's what Twitter. Like some people use Twitter for different things. You know what I'm saying? Because like there is business behind it,
right?
Whatnot. Everybody has their own different thing, but like I always thought of it as just like brain fart. Like you can literally just say whatever the fuck you want to say.
That's why I feel like I don't understand why people get so up in arms over what people say on Twitter.
Okay.
There's some stuff like if you say downright hateful, prejudiced, hurtful things, that's one thing. But like if you're just voicing your opinion about something and it's political, which I'm not going to get into politics, but if somebody does voice something that's political and there is no, you know, oh, screw this side, but they're just like, hey, I like this side, why are they automatically attacked?
First of all, why do we as a people, as a society, I mean, Americans in 2019, maybe even like more of the world too, I would say Westerners in 2019. Why the fuck are we so offended about what people say?
Everything.
Fuck what people say. I've always told, man, sticks and stones may break my bones, but your words will never hurt me. Bro, that's something that I've, like, lived by. Because I talk shit. You know what I'm saying? And, like, sometimes I'm not talking shit to hurt people. I'm just playing the dozens.
Yeah.
Like, that's how, me and you, we talk shit to each other all day.
Yeah.
That's how we, like, get our, like, you know, like, our jokes off on each other.
Sometimes you just gotta get you gotta get your jokes. Sometimes you just frustrated about something.
Yeah.
Just gotta let it out there.
But it's not even, like, in like a harmful manner. I don't, like my grandma says this all the time. Like, I don't mean no harm or whatever. Like, I feel like you shouldn't have to.
The reason why I bring that aspect up, I feel like the Daryl Morey thing has gotten out of hand.
Who?
Daryl Morey.
Who the fuck is that?
Oh no. All right, so Rockets GM Daryl Morey.
Oh, that nigga.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, he's right. First of all, stand with fucking Hong Kong because China's fucking communist people, and Hong Kong is like
my thing
free
is like,
and shit.
regardless of where
Who gives a fuck?
That's my thing.
First of all, Chinese people, they don't give a fuck about what's going on over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, so whatever side you're on, whether you're on China's side, whether you're on Hong Kong side, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, you could support them, you could not support it, you could support one side, you could support the other side. It doesn't fucking matter. You're tweeting words. You're saying words. Like,
so it's an opinion, right? That's his belief. We're in an area that, a world that, when I say world, I mean America. We're in a world where free speech is not only encouraged, but it's kind of like, become a business. Look, this is free speech right here.
Right.
We're trying to, we're having a hobby out of it. If it becomes a lifestyle, great. If we can make money off this, great. Like, we're just freely speaking right now. That's one of our rights.
Right.
I don't know, like, if people were to listen to this and be, like, just truly up in arms about what we're talking about, I'd be confused.
So offended on, like, not only what we're talking about, but how we talk or anything like that, how we may frame shit.
Hey, you're entitled to your opinion, but, like,
but
why?
Fuck you.
But why would be my question. Like, why do you care?
Yeah.
Like, and that's my thing. Like, look, I get it. I understand, like, the ripple effects. China has become a huge profit center, really, for the NBA. Ever since Yao Ming, that's really put us into that Chinese market, And by him saying things like that, you're upsetting some people in China. Obviously, they don't want to see that happen. I will say this. I usually defend LeBron. I think he was just dumb by saying, like, oh, Daryl Morey, he's misinformed. How do you know that? He's thinking about the money.
Like, yeah, because he's a business, bro.
Yeah.
He's like, and it's not on paper, but he's a billion-dollar business in himself.
A brand.
He's a brand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why he, like,
look,
I don't know. It all ties into cancel culture and all that. I just wish people would just either shut the fuck up or, like, go the other way. But, like, don't be outraged,
I get the ripple effects. I understand, like, okay.
And it's all behind money.
Yeah. That's the bad part. It's greed motivated. And I get, look.
It's not, your moral shit should not weigh, like, on, like, the shit that, your money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the shit that you are moral. Like,
to your point, I just don't understand why people care so much. Like, I get the ripple effect.
Right.
I understand maybe he should be a little bit more responsible. But, like, people are like, oh, he should lose his job. And, oh, my God. And it's still being talked about. First of all, if China wanted this to go away, they should stop talking about it. And I don't think that any of them are. I think a lot of it is just like, hey, we're in the .com era where we need the headlines. Let's talk about this.
I thought Chinese motherfuckers didn't even have internet.
Well, I think I think a lot of domains are blocked out there. I think I think it is. So I don't know. I'm misinformed on it.
From what I've always been informed on it. Yeah, I'm misinformed. So, like, don't take my word for granted. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of this. I'm poorly educated, whatever. But from what I've understood, what people have always kind of told me is that, like, they don't even have, like, the real internet. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I know North Korea has basically, like, an intranet where it's like, oh, you have these 5 sites that are highly regulated by North Korea.
It's like old school AOL and shit.
Yeah. Friendster. Anyway, I just don't think, like, I just don't understand why people care so much, is my thing.
Now, I don't either.
And anyway, I know the point that we came to originally was like, why would you block people? People get outraged. The other one I know you're big on is OJ. How like people are like deleting his Twitter, but dude is kind of crazy though. I mean, we can at least agree he's crazy.
Yeah, he's crazy, but he's crazy like just in the same way Trump's crazy. I mean, it's fucking entertaining, bro. OJ should have his own fucking like TV show, like network at least, bro.
The OJ network.
Like for real, like how Oprah got her shit.
You know what his thing is though? He's too cocky though. He's too on the nose about shit.
Hey, Twitter world, how you guys doing today? It's OJ.
He's too cocky with like, if
I'm
I
out
did
here
it,
on the links.
if I did it. What was the book that he wrote?
Yeah,
if I did it,
he was like, I didn't do it, but if I did, this how I go.
Come on, OJ.
I'm not gonna lie, I would have wrote a book like that too, bro. Like for real.
It's human nature. If you get away with something, to be cocky.
I would have wrote a
about
book like that too. No, OJ's the life goat, bro. Like he's the goat of life. Think about this shit,
But he's
fam.
been in the pen for so long.
Bro, he only was in the pen for like 9 years, bro.
Compared to what he did, yeah.
For what he did,
Yeah.
and even for what he got caught for, he was in the pen for a little too long. He was still in his own shit.
So you know how like in football or basketball, let's say like somebody gets hacked the shit out of, and they don't call a foul, and you're like, what the hell? And then like the ref's not gonna call it like, 30
Because
seconds
people,
later,
yeah.
like, oh hey, foul. But they do have those justice calls.
Yeah, right.
Where like the next time the guy doesn't even touch him and they call a foul, like, oh, we're catching up for old times.
Right.
I think that's kind of what happened with OJ.
For shit show.
It's like, oh, you stole some. Well, but then again, like, he stole memorabilia, which, hey, that shouldn't be that big of a crime. But wasn't it armed? Like, wasn't it armed robbery? Like,
I think it was like armed robbery, but he didn't have a gun.
He did, no?
Nah, I don't think he had a gun. He had goons. He had the shooters. You know what I'm saying? OJ, nigga. Yeah. Okay. And even in the murder shit, y'all really think OJ really killed them, like himself?
I mean, yeah.
You do?
I mean,
that is the dumbest shit in the world. OJ's rich as fuck. Why would he do the dirt?
Look at how cocky he is now. Why wouldn't he? He want to do that shit himself and get away with it.
How cocky? All he does is sit on a fucking golf cart and be like, hey, what's up, Twitter world?
But, like, he's doing it like, hey, I did this shit. Look, I'm free. Every time he tweets something, any video, I see that fucking smirk. He's like, I got away with this shit.
I got fucking, like, the notifications on. Anytime he tweets, bro, it's like, nigga, I'm there.
That is something weird about Twitter. So, like, I don't always, like, subscribe to these notifications. Sometimes they just do it for me.
I know.
And I'm like, I don't, like...
Well, it's shit that you interact with, probably.
It is, but, like I'm like, okay, cool.
But
Woj
I think if you
cool,
actually start doing it, they will stop their own little algorithm shit. Like, whoever posted, like, so-and-so posted in a long time. You know what I'm saying? They'll stop doing that shit.
That would make sense.
Because, like, I follow, like,
they're
for, like,
encouraging
the subscription.
you. That's actually kind of smart. Because they're like, oh, you don't want this one? Well, tell us what you do want. Because that makes their algorithm better.
So, for one, I always go to the latest tweets shit. And I do have, like, little notifications or whatever for Don't At Me, obviously. You know what I'm saying? So, we get our shit off. O.J. Simpson, and I believe that's it. I used to have one for Donald Trump for, like, the past 3 years. But then... maybe like 2 months ago.
You don't need one anymore.
Like,
it's going to find you anyway.
Yeah, like 2 months ago, I was just like, because you know why I used to like have it, like, that was like the only one. That was like the first one I subscribed to. I'd get notifications anytime and that was when it shit actually worked better. Like, it'll come like a text message type shit.
Yeah, I like that actually a lot more.
And it was like getting a text from him. That's why I like it, because it's always some crazy shit that he's talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like,
I will say this, though, like, regardless of where you stand on him, anybody.
The nigga's hilarious.
He's outrageous. I will say this. I feel like we're going to see a lot of his tweets on T-shirts in like 20 years.
Oh, they're already on mugs.
Oh, yeah.
They have a...
Like Covfefe.
No, there's literally a mug company that like... and there's a Twitter thing. I'll tell y'all the link later.
That is like... Yeah, you got to definitely tweet that one out. It is funny, again, we'll put the
tweet in the description.
It is funny how, like, politics, like, any politician, really presidents, how all of their quotes, funny photos, and all that kind of shit become so much part of pop culture. Because, like, a lot of Bush tweets became funny t-shirts. Or not tweets.
Not tweets. That was shit that he said.
Quotes. Look, and I'm so 2020 now with my thinking that I'm saying tweet when I mean quote. a lot of things that he said, like the
There's an old saying.
Fool me twice.
somewhere.
Better not get fooled again. Well, he says.
You fool me, you can't get fooled again. You know, like, that nigga cold.
I respect the
cold,
freestyle.
bro.
I respect. Hey,
Bro, that nigga ducked 2 shoes and shit too, dog. Like, come on, fam.
I respect his freestyle because like he would just be going and then like sometimes people are like, wait, what am I trying? Like I'll even stop myself like, fuck, what am I trying to say? He just went with it. He's like, don't get fooled again.
Yeah.
And he sold that shit. People are like, huh? Like kind of confused, but like he sounded so confident with how he said that shit. I think he knew what he was talking about.
He did though.
Yeah.
He was right. Nah, that nigga was cold, man. Like for real, I made my mom like George W. Bush, bro, because she was like a Bush hater. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, how every black person is. But like, I was like, nah, this nigga funny. Like, I was just like, watch his mannerisms and shit.
I do like the Bush Renaissance though with him. Like I love seeing. I'm a lover. I'm not a hater. I'm a Gemini. I love seeing like who should be beefing, not beefing. So like all the photos of him slipping Michelle candy.
Bro,
I love that. I'm gonna get it on a t-shirt. I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt.
Him and Michelle, he got a thing for Michelle for real. He's like, ooh, a big chocolate. You know him and Condoleezza had to been banging and shit, bro. So you know what I'm saying? He see Michelle, he like, because Michelle kind of got a fat ass. She in shape and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
nice arms.
Yeah, like
Toned.
she be in the gym. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like she be in the gym. She's like a health nut, but like. You can tell, like, he has a thing for her, bro. Like, they're always, like, sitting together and shit like that. Whenever it's like a...
Michelle, you want a now and later? You want a now and later? That was too country.
Man.
He's not that country. I just
He's
did a little
funny
Texas
as fuck,
twang
though,
on
man.
it.
But anyway, man, back to this Twitter shit, bro. All right,
I don't understand. So we were talking about earlier, like, people, blocking people. A lot of that shit's tied to emotions. The one thing I will say about Twitter, like, music... I know
use
you
it a
do
lot
this.
for music.
I know you do this a lot. I'll do it just sometimes, like, because I feel like your music coverage is more prolific than mine. A lot of the music,
all I do is listen to music all day.
a lot of the music I know because of you. Appreciate it.
Right. I'll put y'all on, man.
Yeah, and that hint, future podcast, play it by ear. We'll see what happens. Anyway, hint. Like the music thing, sometimes I'll just be listening to a song. My style is like, okay, for whatever reason, I'm listening to a lot of Wu-Tang right now. I'm gonna listen to this shit until I can't stand Wu-Tang anymore, and I do that. I've been listening.
Weird, nigga.
I know.
Weird,
I've been listening to the Wu-Tang double CD for like 3 months in a row without pause. I mean, other stuff too, obviously, but like every now and then I'm like, man, like you know how like you go somewhere,
you get obsessed with something.
Yeah, it's kind of like in my personality. You know this. You know, like you go somewhere, you kind of want to exit your car, like you want to exit the ride on a good song. You're like, you know what? Like I want my pull-up song to be on point.
Oh, I do that shit.
You know that, yeah. My pull-up songs have all been Wu-Tang for like the last 3 months. I don't know why, but so like let's say I was to go out and tweet some Wu-Tang lyrics right now. Like if I was to go right now and tweet the sample from the Master in the beginning of Severe Punishment, specifically, I despise your killing and rapings. You're despicable.
He getting flagged.
And then the guy goes, are you my judge? And he goes, it's just, you should be punished. I'm gonna chop off your arm. Are you ready? Imagine if I tweeted that shit right now. People are like, Mike, are you alright? You going through some things? Drugs? Are you depressed? Let's talk about it. And I know you tweet lyrics all the time, way more so than I do. So you've experienced, like, I won't even say backlash, but at least...
Yeah, I've had those questions asked.
You've had questions. You've had people actually respond to it.
Yeah. Yo, you alright, bro?
It's like sometimes, like, can you not just listen to lyrics and tweet them out? Like, man, I'm feeling this shit right now. Without people like, man, what you going through?
It depends on the lyrics. Like, usually when they ask you about, like that's, like, you into, like, the deep shit lyrics. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, if you're tweeting Marvin's Room shit, you going through it.
That's how I wouldn't do them.
You wouldn't. I'm saying, like, if anybody was to... if you were doing it, it'd be like, oh, my God, bro. Are you okay? Like, let's really, like, right now, let's talk.
If I'm tweeting some Drake shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm out of there. Y'all about to call the laws. You know what I'm saying? Tell them to come get me. Welfare check.
You say you got that backlash, though, like...
No, from the same... Okay, so with my ex-girlfriend, I was with her for the third of my life. You know what I'm saying? We were with each other for 10 years. I'm fucking 30 right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would do that I've been doing that forever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've been on Twitter for like fucking 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been doing that shit like forever. And she used to like, you know, be like, oh, well, you talking shit. I'm like, that was just a song that I was listening to. Like, why you tripping? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? So I always like, you know, be like, what the hell? Like, how did she get this? But then I'll be like, oh, okay, like, I understand why. Like, maybe it could be, you know, like, it kind of coincide with what our relationship is going on, or maybe how she's feeling, but like, those are her feelings, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, how much of that do you think is like, sometimes I'll text people and I'll read what I'm about to send, and I'm like, man, that seems serious and stern. Let me throw an LOL in there.
Yeah.
Let me throw an LOL so they know I'm not like pissed off.
Right.
So now if I tweet lyrics,
tone. It's tone, man.
And it doesn't go through text, it doesn't go through tweets, none of that.
Text, it doesn't go
but
through
what I will do now for lyrics, I'll put the little, what are the
and that's
the
why
clefs?
people shouldn't take Twitter seriously.
Treble clefs, is that what it's called? The treble clefs?
Mm-hmm.
I'll put that little emoji before it, you know?
Yeah,
like,
I tried. Yeah, I do that.
It's like, you know these are lyrics from a song, but if I do that, it's like, oh, it's lighthearted.
I usually try to put it with the song.
Yeah.
Like me, like, you know, I'll share like the Apple Music song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes. You know, I need to do that more, where I share it directly from Apple Music, because I'll do like the screenshot, like, man, this song's banging right now.
Right.
And like, it doesn't have anything to do with my mood or my current context. Even though in like 2-3 episodes I did say like music is all about mood.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just stumble and shuffle a song.
You just on some shit.
What I would worry.
That's just how you feel.
I feel like that. So if you're tweeting lyrics, I don't feel like that's a red flag. I don't feel like that's a cry for help. What I do feel like is a cry for help is when people will like Snap story or Instagram story like,
I'm deleting this.
I'm deleting peace sign emoji.
Yo, when motherfuckers like post that they deleting, like what they're posting from, that is like the most intense cry for help you can ever like see. So if y'all see that shit, y'all better call y'all friends, man. First of all, people need to start calling each other anyway. You need to stop talking to each other through social media. And that kind of goes back to what we were talking about in our last episode.
Yeah, if they're staring at the wall, if you see like the I'm deleting this shit, they're sitting there like, you know, sitting on the edge of their bed, hands locked in front of them, staring at the floor,
Revolver,
scratching their head.
right in arm's reach.
That might be kind of deep, but you know, at least staring at the wall. You know, like at least like, man,
nah,
what's
they
really
thinking
going
that
down?
shit. Trust me. Please believe me. Yeah, that shit right there is ridiculous, man. I don't think that. Yeah, why are you threatening to delete your shit? Just delete it, bro.
Please don't. I love getting tweets from you. I love your Snapchats. Don't do it, man.
Is that what you're looking for? Like, I don't know.
I mean, really, it's just like,
I feel like it's some specific people we can ask this shit to.
I feel like, honestly, it's like they want somebody to be like, hey, man, what's wrong? But it's like, it kind of goes back to what you said. Like, maybe somebody's not calling them. Maybe somebody's not checking in. I think you got to understand the context of the world we're in now.
Oh, we're too
busy.
much of attention whores.
We are.
That's what we are.
Well,
Too
here's
much
the thing,
of
though.
attention.
It's
we need too much validation.
It's also because we're so busy, man. Like, we do shit so much more efficiently now. Like, we talked about this last episode. If you had to do, like, hey, go study for a project, you had to go on Carta for that shit, read books. Take you days. Now you go Wikipedia, copy paste. You're done in 12 minutes.
Bro, I hate that. I'm sorry, this is kind of this may get off topic, but it actually kind of ties into technology. I hate that my nephews literally have to ask Alexa about every fucking thing. Like, nigga, if you don't read a fucking book, like, I'm gonna punch you in your fucking face. I tell them that shit all the time. Like, dude, yo, I'm about to throw that bitch out.
You gotta give them some goosebumps or something,
Bro,
man.
no, they own that shit like that. But I'm just saying, like, the ease of Alexa, like, I know you use that for, like, you know, like your
quick shit and
you
lights
know, like,
and stuff.
turning your lights on, turning all that shit. Like, that shit, it's cool
That's
and
all I use
whatnot.
it for.
But like sometimes
I like feeling
that
like
shit
Iron Man.
gets annoying, bro. Like when I was in San Antonio for that weekend, like everything was Alexa this, Alexa that, you know, and like I don't know why, but I was just like, I don't know about this, just because of that, just because of that, bro.
What were some of the questions though? Like, for me,
no, it wasn't. No, not.
I need to quit
with
saying
the questions. With the questions, it wasn't with that. I'm talking about with my nephews. It's the questions. Like they'll ask fuck. It was. I think he was trying to figure out like a year or some shit, but it wasn't even like for homework or anything like that. It was like I don't know. He was like, "What's Kel, the youngest one? He's 9. He turns 10 next week or some shit like that. Yeah, in 10 days on the 12th. He was like, "What's 2019 minus 6?" Or something like that. I was just like, bro, what's 19 minus fucking 6? Nigga, like
21.
Yeah, like
21.
I yelled that shit from the other room. I was like, nigga, like what the fuck? Do that shit in your head, bro. Like,
well, that's kids trolling it. Like, hey Alexa, what's sex?
No, it's not. Because you can't just do sex in your head. I mean, you can. There's a way, kids.
Well, but I feel like kids do that to where it's just like, oh,
it's too fucking easy. It's too convenient. Yeah. We're making this shit like, bro.
Yeah.
If I want to,
not up, Wally.
Fucking Wally. Oh, what? Yeah, man. Like, if I needed to find some shit, bro, I would have to find a pen and a piece of paper or use my fucking fingers. Well, they don't even do that, bro.
You know me. Like, I'm like,
I'd rather you take 5 minutes to use your fingers than to fucking go to Alexa and like get that shit.
Well, I feel like I'm like the master.
And I was so happy because she was giving him the wrong answer every time. She wouldn't understand it. I was like, ha ha.
What I was gonna say? I'm the master of like aimless facts, right? Like I feel like I just know random shit. You're like, why do you even care?
I do
to
that
look
shit
up?
Too.
Okay, so
I feel like that's the reason why Chloe hated me.
So I'll do that shit sometimes. I'm like, did you realize this? And people are like, I don't care. People are mean, but the funny thing is,
Chloe,
like, what I
love you, Chloe. I'm like, for real. I told you to rate this shit and you didn't, so fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway.
The thing about, now I'm on sidetrack now.
You were talking about fucking
intimate. What did I stumble into?
Oh, that's how it's supposed to be, though.
What I'll use it for is like putting on the lights, like, Alexa, turn on. Or if it's like something I really don't care about the answer, like, hey, I'm curious about this. 99.5% of the time, I don't know that. So I'm like,
fuck you, bitch.
I don't care enough to Google it.
Yeah. So
it's like, whatever, I'll just never know this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like that low of like need to know information. Google Home is elite to it. I haven't had the Apple one. Although I've seen Gary use that shit and I'm jealous.
What, the Hey Siri or the Google Home? I mean,
Google
the
Home,
Apple Home?
Whatever, Apple Home,
yeah,
Apple Easy, whatever they call it. But I did get the Apple TV and that shit is elite. That's premium. It's better than...
come through.
All I have to do is press the button on my phone and it'll play my playlist from my phone on the speakers. Son. I'm telling you, man. Yeah. Anyway...
we might be in for the night.
Yeah. Just have the playlist going.
You and Apple TV.
But like the social media thing, I'm worried.
Pause.
I'm worried when I see, like you said, like man, I'm deleting this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I missed was the simplicity of MySpace. MySpace was elite.
MySpace, yeah, bro. First of all, MySpace started like a whole era.
Yeah,
I literally remember the day, the exact thing, where I was at. I was talking to you on the phone. You were fucking Rainy on three-way. We used to three-way back in the day, kids. Y'all don't know.
Do you remember the three-way game?
Bro, yes. Hey, we should actually start doing like
three-way live calls.
Live calls and shit on here. Matter of fact, we want y'all to call us and shit. Or like, so tweet us y'all numbers and shit like that. Because we'll call y'all and y'all can have a topic, that we can like riff about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but
anyway. I actually have something we'll talk about offline about that.
Hey, we'll do that. But, yeah, I can remember I was at fucking Ray Ray's house, at Ray Ray's mom's in Mo City.
I remember that shit.
Yeah. And she was like, you guys, we were like, I don't know how, but we
I
were
was
like,
in El Paso at Uncle Larry's house.
He was like, yo, like, I was like, yo, Ray, like, I don't forget how you look, like, send us some pictures or some shit like that, like, email or some shit.
Is that what you did?
And she was like, why don't you guys just get on MySpace? And we were like, what the fuck is that, right? And she's like, oh.
I think what it was like, so
we signed up at the same time.
We were all friends like 2-3, like we had all, y'all had met like 2-3 years before that.
No. We didn't meet till after that.
No, we met.
We
You know, at the Halloween party?
Oh yeah. We
my
met at the
mom's?
Halloween party. Yeah,
That was like 2 years before.
I mean, like met like.
So I think it was like we were all grown
Cause like
up. We
she
were
was
all,
like barely there then at the Halloween party.
yeah, and like for me, I was
And that was my reason in saying
I was like
forgot how you look.
13, and then at that time I was like 15 or 16. So like we were all like older, like we're teenagers. Like I know 13 is technically by definition teenager. You're not really a teenager until I feel like 15, 16.
No, 13.
Yeah,
depends
technically,
on where
yeah,
you're
but I mean like midway through high school is kind of what I'm thinking.
Oh
like,
yeah,
you
you're
know
like
what I mean?
mid-teens. Yeah.
Like you're a stereotypical teen when you
Right.
become 15. But MySpace I liked because it was simple. Yeah, remember bulletins?
The customization of that.
You know what though? Like the top 8 was the most petty. Man,
Yo, top 8. I wish they'd bring that shit back.
I do too. I do too so bad. And it was
That shows
not
you
for
who
the
you
petty
fuck
reasons. Not because again, you talk about how I'm organized all the time, right? So in my phone favorites, I'll sort them by like who I'm talking to the most recently. Like it's not a ranking for me. It's just like
My
I've been
phone
talking to you a lot
favorites
lately.
Are
I'm
the
gonna put you
people,
high.
the only people that I want to talk to.
Or the people I know actually answer is another. That's a big
Yeah,
factor.
no, the people that I only answer. Like my shit's on Do Not Disturb 24/7. If you're my favorites, your phone call will go through. But if not, that shit goes straight to voicemail,
Why does
bro.
mine always go to voicemail?
Huh?
I'm
You
kidding.
goddamn
I'm
lie, bitch.
kidding. But I like MySpace. Remember the bulletins where people are
Yeah.
like, "Hey," it was like surveys and shit, but it was harmless surveys. It wasn't like Facebook surveys.
the
where they're
easiest
selling
way to
the
find a party.
results. Yes.
Easiest way to find a party? Bro, you sound like a mad creeper when you said yes.
Are you? Because I used to love MySpace for that.
I'll if you hear me.
I was gonna pull up listening to that earlier. I forgot about it. Dropped on that.
Damn, that
But-
could be on the motherfucking Put You Ons.
It
I'm start
could.
putting on y'all music. Hey, but no, MySpace was dope, bro. It taught us coding. It taught us
I know
really how to.
HTML because of MySpace.
It taught us really how to use the internet.
Mm-hmm.
It literally taught us really how to use the internet.
I
bro.
know how to use HTML now. Like I know HTML because of MySpace.
Still to this day, because you can still use that shit on like in comments. Like,
href whatever however you nomenclature that, whatever how you phonetically say that, href, you know, like the link,
yeah,
embed, you know, you put the little carrots or equal signs,
Bro, dude.
quotation
nigga, that's why my page was so cold.
hex codes. Remember we used to have those stupid Pharrell in my mind, or I did. Why like the little in my mind custom characters with the stupid faux hawk and the glasses and the polo shirts.
Yeah.
It was
Used to
just
make that
simple.
shit.
I don't know if it's more so like we just missed those times, which could be part of it. But MySpace was simple, man. That's what I loved about it.
It was. That was the go. You know what was real good? Motherfucking Facebook was good until like everybody's
while.
fucking until 2008. Facebook. That's when that shit got trashed, bro. 2008.
Well, that's when
That's when
it
the movie
became
came out,
mainstream.
right?
Nah, I think the movie probably came out
2009?
like 11, 10, something
real?
like that. Yeah, I think so.
Damn, I feel like it was longer than that.
I could be wrong. I'm usually within 2 years though.
I
That's
got
like my weird
I got on that
things.
shit, bro. You have to be invited.
Yeah.
Like, I got invited by Allison Palmer. Like, shout out Allison Palmer. Like, she invited me to that shit because in our BCIS class, it was me, her, and this girl named Melissa. We were like Melissa Beasley. We were the only people that didn't have to do shit in that class. Like, it was a free class for us. So all we would do is like just be on the internet. I remember one time she looking back at me like, you still on MySpace? I'm like, yeah, bitch, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
super
Like,
elite.
I was like,
I had
MySpace
that
go
shit.
hard. She's like,
I
oh,
was
I'm on
using
Facebook.
that shit to all its benefits up until about 09. Like, all its benefits
Oh, yeah.
up to like 09.
Word. Yeah, I was way off that shit. But I would still go back just to look at my page and look at my comment.
yeah.
Bro, I wish you could do that now.
Ooh, no, I deleted my shit for
You
privacy
see,
reasons.
you one of those people,
I,
bro.
no, I had to say,
you
I
one
had
of
to-
those people.
I kind of had to save myself out of
I wish I
out
could
of an
go,
uncomfortable
I wish
conversation.
I could go back to that shit.
Because here's what happened, right? Because they
I want
had
to see
it-
that birthday one. Remember that shit you sent me for my birthday? Nah.
Oh yeah.
Yo, Piggy, man, we got it going on, baby.
The thing about MySpace is they started they opened it up too much.
Yeah.
Like there was no structure. It was free for all. So like people would have a top 20. Remember people started doing top 20?
Mm-hmm.
It's like if you're not in somebody's top 20, they started getting salty about it.
But
that began the outrage culture, I feel like. At least
It kind of
partially.
did. Nah, the internet definitely has a lot to
Mm-hmm.
do with outrage. Bro, because, like, I never understood cyberbullying. Maybe because we didn't come up in that era.
Yeah.
Well, like,
Well,
you
we
know,
were like the anti-bullies. You remember in junior high, we would like go find
nah,
the
that was
nerdy
like
kids.
that was like elementary school.
We would find the nerdy kids that were getting bullied and then like defend them.
Yeah, we used to whoop people.
Bullies, yeah, we'd fight bullies.
Yo, I seen that kid remember that Alex kid that wanted to fight. He brought his mom to the fight. I seen that nigga. I was working at the escape room.
You remember? I remember.
He
this.
came. I was like, yo, this nigga here. Is this the laws? I hope not.
Nah. You know what I will say though, like one of the positives of modern day technology is like the group chat phenomenon.
Oh yeah, group chats is like dope
Because
it kind of takes us back to that AIM shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's just like you're constantly like you have the AIM on the go.
Right.
And you know, Gary like had a lot of times where he'd be. We've talked about Gary a lot. Obviously, we'll have him join the conversation.
Shout out Gary.
He, you know, Gary's always doing random shit. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go do welding in Wyoming for a year." Like, what?
Can you get much higher?
Yeah. And like now looking back, I'm like, Gary was woke, man. I wish I did that
straight
shit.
up.
Hey,
I
Gary
wish I
won.
went to the fucking like
Gary
military
won.
and shit like that.
Yeah, Gary was so smart how he did it, but he like
God, this was nothing.
he'd be gone for like a year on end, but it never felt like he was gone because we'd stay active in the group chat.
Right.
We'd stay active in texting. Group chat dynamic is beautiful because like that's how you put each other on. That's how you stay in the know. How you communicate. It's almost like
And
going.
you got different groups of friends.
Yeah, you have different
So,
group
like,
chats.
Actually,
So-
I'm only in one, and that's with us. Actually, we were in two.
Yeah, we are.
But like
secret,
you know what I'm saying?
secret, yeah, secret side subsidy group chat, but whatever.
It's, you know what I'm saying? We got, cause bro, like
Everybody has a. That's the thing about. There's
that's
always
the
a
thing
side
about
group
friends.
chat.
There's
There's always
like-
a side group
there's
chat.
like you got your friends, like you know your big group of friends, and then you got your niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you got like your people, you know, like your fam, you know, and like that we got like you know we got like our friends, and then we
Yeah.
got like our fam. Your fam, everybody just happened to be black. You know what I'm saying? Like with
Yeah.
Mike, bro, all his fam, they like black. But that's like how your dad, like what was his friend Patrick?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you know
Yep.
Patrick and didn't Giorgio have like his one of his best friends like
Yeah.
black type
Yeah,
shit?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's just the funny thing is there's group chats and then there's like the side group chats, and most of the conversations are about the same, but like the side group chat is for like the exclusive nefarious shit, you know, like
The dirty niggas.
y'all are talking about some shit that you don't want everybody to know.
Yeah, yeah.
So side group chat for that, because I feel like different group chats, some will like have a side group chat because
So
they're
and so
more
have
tight
left
knit.
the chat.
Or like, yeah, are they like more tight knit than like the other rest of the group chat, or like there's or like they'll talk shit about. We don't do that, but like you know, there's certain group chats where like they'll have the side group chat.
Oh yeah,
to talk shit about.
females, they know exactly
Women do
what we're
that
talking
shit.
about, yeah.
I feel like they do that shit. Like, oh my god, Nancy the other day.
Yeah.
Aw.
Nah, they be having fucking multiple goddamn
Yeah.
group chats.
They
bro.
basically have.
But it'd be like the same people, but it'll be like 3 of them.
all
That's like in
yeah.
like this
They
little,
have
like,
every
little
possible
one.
combination of those 6
And
people.
then even out of that one, the personal ones, like they're talking shit
And
about.
the
bro,
funny thing is-
females, y'all dirty, man. Y'all some dirty motherfuckers.
And the funny thing is, they're probably not in one of the other group chats.
Yeah,
Where
for
they're like,
sure.
ooh, I have an exclusive one. Like, what about the one that you're not in?
For sure, man. Yo.
Wouldn't that be funny if there's a white Avengers side group chat?
Is there? I always
No,
wanted that.
not me, nah. I don't fit into that.
Well, y'all get y'all white boy fun on and shit. Have slap dicks and shit like that.
Not that I don't fit into that, but like, you know, like, I'm Hispanic. I feel like like you just explained, like, I'm more like, if there's a threshold of the culture where I'm at, you know.
Nah, looking at you, like, and on paper, you like white Hispanic. But if people know you, you really a darkie, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why, but like, cause I feel that about like your dad. Like I was just saying, like about your dad too. Like,
well, I think
bro,
it's the Puerto Rican culture too, though, because like Puerto Rican culture is.
Oh yeah,
very,
y'all mad like colorist and shit.
Like very like just.
But like y'all all inclusive. Y'all all the same people.
Yeah, like
It's
we're very
weird. I was
open.
actually talking about that shit yesterday. We were talking about like baseball. We were talking about like Big Papi and shit like that. How those people like Big Papi, fucking like you know.
Dominican
like
baseball players
Dominican-
are shit talkers.
But I
man.
mean like they're like.
Like Soto. Look at Soto.
But someone was I don't mean in baseball. I mean like in in like color. Like I was talking to this dude, one of my friends and shit. He was like, "Yeah, they not black though." I was like, "No." I was like, "Those niggas are black, bro." I was like, "They're black. They just speak another language. They're from another culture." You know what I'm saying? I was like, "But they're like black." You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
you look at Big Papi, like if the nigga didn't open his mouth, you be like, "Damn, look at this big black nigga right here." And then he comes, "Yeah, man." So like you're like, "What the fuck?" Like you kind of confused.
You
Like,
just got a little bit more like you're more loose. I feel like I feel like
me,
you know,
I'm
like-
a chameleon too, bro. Like
Yeah. Well, I think it's
I
just
can
like
be
one of those
in any,
things.
I
We're
can,
not.
I can, talk like this and, be all nice and cool and shit. And then, I can, get into my shit.
Well, it's because it's like look, everybody has an opinion on something, and to me, an opinion is basically life is complicated, man. Like there's a lot of simplicity to it. Just find what makes you happy and do that. I feel like that's the key to life. Find what makes you, as long as you're not like murdering, rape, like any of the bad shit. Like don't do that, but like find your happy
Unless
place.
you're murdering rapers.
Yeah, I feel like that should be more okay.
Yeah, we can write a movie about that shit.
Separate project. But basically, like, if I feel like you find what makes you happy, you pursue that, you go do that, you're good. That's as simple as it should be. But life is complex, so like opinions, that's really just how you process the information, deal with it, and move on. That's why when I hear an opinion,
assholes.
when you hear an opinion, it's like, okay, I might not agree with that. Here's why. But look, let's not argue over like
Agree to disagree.
I don't care to change your mind.
Right.
Now if you just say some downright just incorrect shit, like if you think Tom Brady's a bad quarterback, like that's just like you need correction.
Now, if there's, I would say,
Let me educate you like
if
that.
there's
you
like,
know?
if I know that there's more truth in what I know and than what you're saying, I will try to educate you.
But put it this way.
But if you're gonna be ignorant about it, then like, I'll just keep it
Okay.
moving. But like, we
Yeah.
can still be cool.
Exactly. It's like, okay, I didn't change your mind. It's not gonna happen. Let's move on. I feel like most people that are just like, you don't agree with me. You're an idiot.
I can't fuck with you.
I hate you.
You idiot, Dad.
We just need to be more in a time in 2020 where we're embracing life.
Yo, 2020, hey, this is a whole nother decade, man. We gotta like really get on our shits. Stop caring about what other people say. Stop caring about what other people do or how other people like perceive you. Like, we gotta start living for ourselves. That's one thing I like learned when I turned 30. It's like, yo, I just gotta start like living for myself, man. Fuck what people think. Like, fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, as long as I'm okay with where I'm at, like, I'm good. If I'm comfortable in my life, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I ain't working in a year. This is the most uncomfortable I've ever been.
That's where you grow.
But, exactly, I've had the time to actually spend with myself and not just, like, go out here and do this shit for money or do this shit for status or you know what I'm saying? I'm actually, like, starting to live the life
You
of
have
myself.
to process. You have to package shit in your head.
Because the last half
make
of my
sense of it.
life, like, even, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've had, meaningless jobs to, like, great jobs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, none of it ever really made me happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, other than Uber. Like, I swear to God, Uber's the only job that I've been like, yo, I can do this forever. Like, straight up, bro. Because you're yourself. Like, that's all you are. You're yourself in your car. You know what I'm saying?
And I guess at the end of the day,
You're in your world. And that's how everyone should live their life
right.
in general.
And I guess at the end of the day, what you and I are trying to say is, follow us on Twitter at podcast at me.
Follow us on Twitter.
Rate
Fuck with us.
review.
Engage with us, yo. Because if y'all engage with us, man, we'll start fucking with y'all. We're trying to get a militia, man, the don't at militia. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need an army out here. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a civil war coming. And we can get into that shit later. We ain't going to do it right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I got to take a piss. But we're going to get into it. It's going to be a fucking civil war. And we need the don't at militia right there on our side. Because y'all fuck with us, and we fuck with y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Rate, review, follow, subscribe, whatever you got to do. Google Play, Stitcher,
Follow
obviously
us.
Apple, Spotify.
Tell them your shit.
Well, at podcast at me. That's where I put the takey stuff. I'm on Twitter, obviously, at MikeSilva27. That's where you'll find some sports commentary, just free thoughts of my own. Of course, our Don't At Me Twitter is where you'll find some of our just more, I guess
shit you'll find here
outrageous takes
on the pod.
Yeah, and we don't have opinions just like, oh, we're gonna have a take for the sake of having a take. If there's something I feel pretty polarizing about, I'm gonna speak my mind.
Word. My shit is at that nigga chance. That's DATNIGGACHNCE.
You forgot the A. You said
wait. No, I didn't. I said at what? Okay, at that nigga chance. That's at this little squiggly A. DATNIGGACHNCE.
You didn't say the A.
Oh, fuck, you're right. I spelled my name wrong,
whatever.
son.
Y'all know what it is.
Y'all know what it was, man. It's all
All right.
good, bro.
Follow us on Twitter, rate, review, subscribe, Apple Podcasts,
Do all that
Spotify,
shit.
Google Play,
Engage with us,
Stitcher.
man. Like, let us know what, like, some shit that y'all, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't want to be added about. Because we want to, you know what I'm saying? We want to call you, one of you guys on the pod and, like, have a conversation with you. Because that's what this podcast is about, man. We doing this for ourselves, but we're doing it for y'all.
Y'all know
Because
why
we
we're
know
here.
it's more, y'all know the vibes. You know what I'm saying?
Join the conversation. We'll join y'all next week.
Peace.
Hey, hold on real quick. Hold on. Pause.